Well, let's start it right now. Ding, ding. We got a special guest in the building. 3-time world champion, Mr. Zombie Maker himself.
Mr. Julian, the Hawk Jackson.
Hi, this is Julian Jackson the Hawk, man, and I'm tuning into Chin Checkerz broadcast.
Well, let's start it right now. Ding, ding. We got a special guest in the building. 3-time world champion, Mr. Zombie Maker himself.
We share the same nickname. I got mine for chasing women. He got his name for knocking people completely out cold. Give him applause. So one of the hardest punches ever to walk the face of earth, Mr. Julian, the Hawk Jackson.
All right, man. One love.
What's going on, brother? How's everything?
Everything is great, man. You know, just chilling here, back in the Virgin Islands, you know, where they say the sun always shines here in the Virgin Islands, but it's a little cloudy right now, man.
So I want to know, what made you get into boxing? And were you knocking people out in the amateurs the way you did in the pros?
Well, first of all, what got me into boxing? A friend, you know, a good friend of mine joined the gym, and you know, he asked me to come and be with him and go with him, and so I decided that I'm going to go. And I mean, it's amazing that he quit the gym, but I continued, and the rest is history.
Wow.
You know
Hold on. So you got into boxing tagging along with a friend, not even you.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
I never thought about boxing. I never thought about getting involved in boxing. But you know, when I got in, as a matter of fact, I remember my trainer then, Willie, you know, Willie Wilhelm George, he pointed at me and he says, "Hey, I'm gonna make you a champion." And first time he ever saw me, and he said, "I'm gonna make you a champion." I was like, I looked behind of me because he couldn't be talking to me. He had to have been talking to somebody else. So I looked behind and I said, "There's nobody else there." He said, "You, I'm talking to you." And believe it or not, man, his words came true. And that guy, that old man, man, that my coach, really, man, he was God sent. He was God sent.
Maybe some people aren't familiar with the type of man you are. You knocked out everybody that you fought against that you won. Was out. Actually, no, there might have been maybe 2 or 3 decisions. But right. I want to ask you, what is your secret? Like, wow, where did you get this power from? What is your secret? Because I see you pass it down to your sons as well. So what is your secret?
Well, I believe I was born with it, man. My trainer said to me, he said, "Man, you don't have to hit hard. You don't have to, you know, pump yourself up to try and punch hard. All you got to do is just throw the punch. Wow. It's natural. It's in you, you know." And I learned that, you know, with him, and all you got to do is just use your body behind the punches, use your mechanics. And anytime you hit, it's going to have an effect.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, it definitely did. You hit people so hard. They hit the floor and they thought they were fighting someone else and started throwing punches on the ground.
Oh, man, you're the first one that said something like that.
Yo,
wow.
I think everyone that got in the ring with you thought they had an advantage till the moment you hit them. And they were a lot of fights watching where that's what made you, at least to me, exciting to watch.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing. What you're saying is the truth, because I remember in training camp in Ohio, there were a lot of guys, you know, coming in. And at that time, I was not a champion. I was, you know, I was in the top 10. And I went up there to spar. And a lot of the guys said, "Where you from, man?" I said, "From the Virgin Islands." He said, "Oh, you're okay. You're one of those guys, huh?" Says, "You sure you could box?" how you got into this game, you know? And those guys were taunting me, but I said, you're gonna find out when we get in the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And believe it or not, when we did get into the ring, and we traded punches, the guy says, "Man, are you sure you are a junior middleweight or a heavyweight?" He says, "Man, because you hit me, man. Sometimes you hit me like a heavyweight." You know, and I said, I said, man, it comes natural, man. It's just natural.
You're admired for your punching power, but what made me personally love you is the high drama that was involved in your fights. But you were a beast, man. You got hurt several times in your career. Tell me your mindset going through a lot of these fights where you were actually hurt, but you came back to win the fight.
Yeah, you know, I think it's the perseverance and the heart. You know what I'm saying? And how you came up in the sport, you know, and your mentality, you know, your mindset.
Right.
And I believe that you know, even if I get hurt, you know, you got to knock me out, to tell you the truth. And it have happened many times. It happened, well, I shouldn't say many times, but it have happened. If they didn't knock me out, I was definitely coming to knock you out.
When I was looking at your fight with Mike McCallum, was that your fight?
Yes, I'm very familiar with that fight.
So
that fight made me, man. That fight made me. That fight made me, you know, and that was the first. I was undefeated. Probably had about 22 straight knockouts. Yeah. Going into that fight, and no ifs and buts about it. I knew that I was going to knock Mike McCallum out, and you know, very, you know, I would say that my pride, you know, was big then, and I went in there, and believe me, Mike McCallum, you know, I mean, he's an amazing boxer. He's a good fighter, good
world-class fighter.
Yeah, and he, you know what, he was more seasoned than I was. Yeah, and he whipped me, man. He beat me. You know what I'm saying?
When I went back and looked at that fight, though, you got hurt, but
a little controversial, yeah.
Yeah, I think I got hurt. That a little.
I got thumb in my eye, man. I got about 2 or 3 low blow. You know who was in his corner, man? Lou Duva. Okay, Lou Duva, and I tell you what, man, that fight made me. You know, a lot of people are afraid to lose, but you know what? Yeah, that loss made me the boxer, you know, that I became, and it just caused me to go deeper. It caused me to train harder, to focus even more. And you know, sometimes if you don't go out there and try, you know, and lose, you know what I'm saying, you really don't really make a difference. You don't really find out what it is, you know, to lose, because I've been.
I want to ask you, would you consider Mike your toughest fight, or
Mike McCallum?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't consider Mike McCallum my toughest fight. You know, I tell you what, the fight after Mike McCallum. Okay. My comeback, it was against a guy by the name of Kuda. I think it's Kuda Leaks, out of Connecticut. Okay. And man, we fought. Oh man, I knocked him down. He knocked me down, and then I knocked him out. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it was a seesaw type of fun, and whoever won that fight would have got the opportunity to fight for the title again. And I won. I knocked him out. I think it was either the 8th or the 8th round or the 9th round.
The 10th round, you got him.
Yeah, probably was the 10th round. Yes.
10th round. And then the following fight, you fight a guy, I believe he was the WBA champion, Inchu. Is that how you say his name?
Inchu Beck.
Inchu Beck.
Yes.
I watched that fight, and he catches you with the overhand. I believe it's an overhand right, and you eat it, and catch him with the counter, and knock him down. It was incredible.
Right.
It was like you blocked the punch with your face, ate his punch, and then completely obliterated him.
Well, you know what? A lot of people were afraid of my right hand, but my left hook was the real monster, man.
Mm.
You know, and there are times I would set the guys up, and they would think that I was going to throw my right hand, or I would throw the right hand. I would block the punch, take the shot or something, but give me the opening for the left hook. And you know, that was the haymaker, man. That was the good night, man. You know, once I catch you with that left hook.
Right. Now I see that you have 3 sons. You had John, Julius, and you had Julian.
Yes.
I didn't see too much info on Julian Jr. No.
The reason why, because you know, as an amateur, you know, he was like a Sugar Ray Leonard, man. Oh man, quick hands, but he loved communications. He loved computers. He loved going. And I told him, listen, man, if you love this, you stick with this, man. Right. He got involved in computers, and you know, he decided that he would rather go in that journey. But then he still wanted to stay in boxing, and he became one of the best officials in the Virgin Islands.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Greatness all around.
You know, it's amazing, man. I tell you what, you know, I've never heard of this, but you know, that's awesome. And we all 4 of us, all 5 of us really, but you know, all 4 of my boys and myself, you know, went to the Olympics, and I'm not too sure if that's something that ever happened, but it was just amazing, man. And I think it was a little history in a sense, you know, especially when my 2 boys qualified, man. It was an awesome thing. Coming from the Virgin Islands, this island is only 32 square miles, man. And I know Mexico we could fit in Mexico about maybe 100 times. And you know what I'm saying? And they did not even get to qualify at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Any other fighters like that.
So let me ask you a personal question, because you're talking about your kids.
Yeah.
Did you find it harder for you, the anticipation for you going into the ring, or watching your kids fight?
Oh man, I tell you what, it really had no problem with. I had no problem with seeing my sons going to fight. You know, because you know, you train hard, you work hard, and you did your best to protect yourself. You know, and I felt that they had the ability to protect themselves. You know. And I didn't have a fear, you know. I think because of my career, I went through my career, and you know, never really got a blow that I felt was life-threatening. So I had no problem, you know, with that. And I believe some fighters do have problems with that, because you know, they were affected by a punch, and you know, and in their mind, they would not want to see their son get affected like that. But I've never really gotten affected. You know, thank God, you know, I lived a clean life, and I respect the sport, and I think the sport respect me. So that's what I try to teach them guys.
You know, that's actually a brave answer, because I would feel like your nemesis would probably be Gerald McCallum, and the second fight that he had with you, he ended up losing, and he had suffered brain damage.
Right.
So, you know, that's real brave words, because, you know, you still know what could happen, and you still feel confident that your sons are going to be great. That's pretty awesome.
Right.
Can we talk about?
It's unfortunate sometimes, you know. Things
definitely
happen, you know, in life.
Right.
Can we talk about that fight, because that was around the time that I started to watch you. because of my age, but I'm glad due to YouTube and years later, I was able to go back and watch pretty much your entire career. But going around that time when you did fight Gerald McCallum, I don't really know how to say his name, but real man, he was probably one of the biggest punchers like you. And you actually fought him towards your later years. Were you suffering a lot of injuries, or did age catch up to you, or what was it?
I tell you what, in the first fight, I had him. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
We had him, man, and I got a little too cocky, man. I got cocky. We had him because he was crying for his legs. Something was happening with his foot, with his legs, and we was going out for the kill. And I dropped my hand, boy, and he caught me, man. Wow.
Right.
In that first fight, but the second fight, I was really injured, man. You know, I had a serious problem with my back, and I shouldn't have been in there. But you know, we fighters sometimes, you know, we take risks. You know what I'm saying? And that was a risk I shouldn't have taken. Yeah.
Well, that was definitely your era, because now this new era, you don't see them take too many risks.
Right.
So, who would you consider a great fighter right now in this new era?
Wow, you know, there's a lot of fighters right now, young fighters coming up, but it always seems as if they're picking and choosing fights. But I would look at you know, a lot of the fighters like Triple G, you know. He seems to be a very solid fighter. As a matter of fact, he's almost like a flashback to the old school.
Fighting style. Okay.
And his fighting style.
You brought up Triple G.
Yeah.
And he is the modern day boogeyman. He is he's very similar to you, Hawk.
Yeah, man. As a matter of fact, I worked with him and his coach. You know, his coach was actually Terry Norris's trainer.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and we worked together. And my son Julius was one of the chief sparmates for Golovkin, man.
Hold on. Terry Norris doesn't hold a grudge against you for how badly you knocked his ass out?
No, I hope not. You know what I'm saying? But there were times that there was a little, you know, coldness between us. But you know, I tried to, you know, let it be, man. I say, hey, man, God bless you, man. Just a good fight. You're a good fighter, man. And try to show a good face and to, you know, go past that type of mentality. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to hold that mentality. I think we as boxers, we as athletes, we as especially boxers, man, you know, there's something special about we boxers. And you know, we go out there and we try to knock each other heads off, but after that, you know, let's have lunch. You know what I'm saying? Let's sit down and talk, bro.
Right.
You know, and that's the type of I think sportsmanship that still needs to be instilled in the sport of boxing. You know, some people take it a little too far, okay? But I would still love to see the athletes go out there, show their stuff, but yet, hey, come on, man, we can be friends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So you brought up Triple G, and I gotta ask you, who would win in their prime? Julian the Hawk Jackson or Gennady Golovkin?
Well, you know what? Triple G, while we was up in camp with him, you know, that question was asked. Abel is his trainer. Well, Triple G, you know, and we were joking around, talking, but Triple G said, man, Julian, wow, you were a heck of a puncher, man. And it would have been, I mean, a tremendous fight between us. But I said, I think I would have knocked you out, Triple G. I said, I really believe that I would have knocked you out. You know, according to our styles. I look at your style and look at my style, and I think I would have really take it to you. And he's like, well, maybe, man, but you know, I had a good punch too, Julian. You know, that's the kind of rapport that we had. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's just an awesome thing, man. It's just awesome. You know, that champions could you know, get together, talk, and because I'll be honest with you, it was difficult for me, okay, as a champion growing up here in the Virgin Islands. I'm not too sure if it's the same with guys living in the United States or living in, you know, on the mainland, but here in the Virgin Islands, you know, it's only 32 square miles. It's only about 60,000 people living here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And get the type of you know, harassment. Oh, champion, you know, and everybody wants to, you know, sign you to sign, and everybody wants to do this, and everybody wants to do that. But everybody just treat me as natural as everybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yes, they know that you know, the things then that I have done in my career, but yet it was just natural. But when I go to the States now, I mean, it's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? It's as if I'm still a champion.
Of course.
If you understand me.
Of course.
You know, a lot of people tend to say, man, Julian, you had one of the best punches I've ever seen, you know. But home here in the Virgin Islands, it was different. You know, and somehow I've learned to really cope with the, you know, just being me, you know, just being the Hawk.
Well, Julian, for someone that's, you know, I'm 38, so I've always been a fan of the sport from a very, very young age. I got to thank my father for that. And just me personally, I've always been a hardcore fan. I don't just watch fights. I study fights. I look at the film. I want to see why you knock this guy out, the way you move, everything. And I got to let you know, man, you are by far one of my most favorite champs to ever watch in history. Wow. Man. And
I appreciate that,
your whole career. It's not just for the punching power. You're an absolute warrior, man. And I just want to let you know, and hopefully this interview could shed some light on your career, and hopefully a lot of the younger generation to go back and look and see how much of a great fighter you truly were, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. You know, one of my I think fights that really brought the best out of me was a guy by the name of Taylor. We fought in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
man. He was a tremendous boxer, and he took me 10 rounds. I knocked him down in the 10th round. If I remember clearly, but he got up, you know, and I had to box, man. I had to move. I mean, that was one of my best performance as far as boxing is concerned, as far as using my legs and my defense and jabbing and moving. You know, he brought the best out of me in that, you know, at that time, you know, in my boxing career.
If you could have a dream fight, any weight class in your prime, who would it be?
I would love to fight Sugar Ray Leonard.
Wow. Wow.
And the reason why I say that too, as a matter of fact, you know, I challenged him. You know, I saw Mike Tyson come getting back into the ring, and I challenged, you know, Sugar Ray, and I say, hey, sure, let's go, man, let's get it on. You know, we were supposed to get it on before. When I beat Terry Norris, he was going to fight the winner, but he ended up fighting the loser. He fought Terry Norris instead, and Terry Norris still beat him.
Wow!
Can you imagine that? And you know what? I literally went. I literally went to the press conference, and I said, "How in the world can you call yourself a champion?" And you literally run from me. instead of fighting me. I'm the one that's supposed to be up there, but you're fighting Terry Norris, and I knocked him out, and you're dodging me, man. He said, man, this is what he said in the press conference. He said, Julian, man, I tell you what, you hit too hard.
Right.
No, I'm serious. That's what Sugar Ray Leonard said.
Wow.
On the mic.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
See, had you had more of a tougher time with Terry Norris, maybe. After seeing what you did to a supreme technician boxer like Terry Norris, I don't think anyone wanted a part of you. So real quick, before we get out of here, are you training new fighters now? What are you doing?
Yes, I'm the coach here, the head coach here in the Virgin Islands. Awesome. And we have a tremendous boxing program. As you all know, I've taken actually 4 boxers to the Olympics. The reason why I say 4, my last one, which was my professional right now, his name is Deon Pewitt. He was scheduled to go, but because of the coronavirus, it actually knocked us out of the water, man. He's 4-0 with 4 knockouts. This kid is going to definitely make a name for himself. We are really excited about what is happening and what he's doing, but look out for his name, Deon Pewitt. We call him the businessman.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and he punches real good.
So Hawk, next time we'll do a segment and you could bring him on here and he'll
awesome, man.
So we appreciate your time, man, and we
thank you, man. I appreciate you, man.
Nah,
and
man.
We appreciate
awesome,
this.
Man. One love, man.
Nah, definitely.
Yeah, keep it up.
Thank you, Hawk. Take care, brother.
Thank you. One love. God bless.